Paying off your mortgage early sounds like a no-brainer. But what if the rush to zero actually costs you more than it saves? Let's talk about why keeping some debt could be a smarter move. Hey, I'm Justin Chaussee. I'm a mortgage broker who works with Canadians from coast to coast. I help people make smarter decisions with the biggest financial commitment, their home. And here's what I've seen time and time again. People get hyper-focused on paying off their mortgage as fast as possible. The idea is freedom. But sometimes they trade flexibility for pride, and that can backfire when life gets unpredictable. In the next few minutes, we'll break down why rushing to pay your mortgage isn't always the smartest move, and what you can do instead. We'll cover the emotional traps and hidden costs of cashing out your investments, how to keep access to your equity, and how real homeowners have found a better balance between paying down their debt and building wealth. There's a high that comes with wiping out your mortgage. That last payment feels like winning, but then something comes up, a roof repair, a medical bill, or a chance to invest, and you have no cash left. Here's a real example. This couple paid off their $350,000 mortgage in 5 years. Now that's impressive, right? But when they needed $50,000 for a kitchen upgrade, they ended up getting a Home Depot card. And that is a no-no. If they had kept a small balance on their mortgage at a low rate, they could have saved thousands of interest. Being mortgage-free doesn't always mean being financially free. Another common move, people cash out RRSPs or TFSAs to pay off their mortgage early. It feels productive, but here's why it's risky. If the market's down when you withdraw, you lock in those losses. RRSP withdrawals can trigger big tax hits, sometimes 30% or even more. And here's the big one. Your investments might grow faster than your mortgage costs you. Paying off early might stop your money from compounding and building real wealth. Over 20 years at 7.5% return on your investment versus a 4.5% mortgage rate creates massive spread. This compounding adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Only liquidate long-term investments when you have no other option, or even then, look for a better borrowing opportunity. Here's one of the smartest things that you can do. Get a home equity line of credit. As some people might call it, a HELOC. You don't need to use it, but just having it gives you options. It's like a financial safety net. You can access money for emergencies, renovations, or investments without having to scramble or rack up high interest debt. And it usually costs you nothing to have it just sitting there if you don't use it. Think of it as peace of mind, quietly sitting in the background. So how do you do both? How do you pay down your mortgage and build wealth? Well, here's the good news. You don't have to pick one path. You can pay off your mortgage and grow your wealth at the same time. And depending on your situation, one might pull ahead over time. Got some extra cash? You could split it, half to the mortgage and half to your TFSA or RRSP. Got a bonus or a tax refund? That might be a great chance for you to knock down the principal on your mortgage. You should prefer consistent progress. Set up an automatic weekly investment contribution so you always are building wealth in the background. And if you're looking to cut years off your mortgage, switching to an accelerated bi-weekly payment is a smart idea. Simple tweaks that add up fast. But here's the best part. You don't have to guess. I can actually run the numbers for you and show you the difference between putting, say, $5,000 on your mortgage versus investing it. It takes just a few minutes and it's completely tailored to your situation. Let me give you two quick real-world examples. This Toronto couple split $1,000 a month, half to the mortgage, half to EFTs. Exchange-traded funds are a typical investment that works kind of like a basket of stocks or bonds instead of buying one stock. Like Apple, Shopify, an EFT lets you buy a collection of investments all in one shot. In 5 years, their mortgage dropped by 30% and their investments grew by over $40,000. So this turned out to be a win-win for this couple, as one wanted to be mortgage-free and the other wanted a more risk-adverse and wanted money in the stock markets. And then there's Marilyn. She paid off her home in just a few years after retiring, but she kept a $100,000 HELOC open just in case. When her granddaughter needed help with her tuition, she didn't touch her retirement savings, even though she had cash sitting there. In fact, her investments were performing so well that her financial planner actually suggested not withdrawing the funds. Instead, Marilyn used her secured line of credit, borrowed at a low rate, and later refinanced into an even lower fixed rate mortgage. She had the flexibility to pay it off anytime she wanted. But with how the numbers all lined up, it didn't simply make sense. No stress, no scrambling, just a smart strategy. So some smart extras to consider. Want to take things to the next level? Here's a few advanced but doable strategies. Accelerated bi-weekly payments. You'll make the equivalent of one extra payment a year which is huge, and long-term savings over the long run. Refinance when rates drop. Use that to consolidate any debts that you might have to free up cash flow for investing. Blended strategy. Pick a number that works for you, say $500 a month, and split it between increasing your monthly mortgage payment and investing the rest. That way, you're knocking down debt while still building long-term wealth. It's simple, flexible plan that balances risk and rewards based on your goals. And you don't need to use them at all, but even one of the two can make a big difference. Here's a couple questions I get asked all the time. Isn't all debt bad? No, not always. If you're using low interest debt to grow your net worth, that's just smart leverage. I hate owing money. Hey, that's totally fair. But keeping the HELOC open doesn't always mean you're in debt. It just means that you have a backup plan. I also get asked, isn't investing risky? Sure, but so is having no liquidity when something goes wrong. Balance is the true goal here. The first step is to figure out how much equity you have, because equity equals options. I have access to the same professional tools that realtors use to accurately assess your home's value. Once we know what the property is really worth, we can break down how much equity you've built, and from there decide the smartest next move, whether it's investing, restructuring your mortgage, or simply unlocking more flexibility. We'll build a game plan tailored to you. Just shoot me a message or click the link below. No pressure, no sales pitch, just smart strategic insight based on real numbers.